Dragon Ball Super episode 105. This episode was fucking awesome. But before we get into that, I just want to say, for last week's episode review and for my Dragon Ball discussion video about Super Saiyan God coming back, I forgot a very key thing about Super Saiyan God that I really should have mentioned, and I totally forgot about it, and that's the fact that Goku absorbed the God Ki into himself, and he was fighting Beerus in Super Saiyan. He could use the Super Saiyan God's power without using the form, which is why the form is completely obsolete in both the manga and the anime. There's no reason to go into that form unless the speed benefit is that big. But if it is that big, they should have pushed it more, and why wasn't it there in the Battle of Gods arc? Goku never mentioned he was super, fast as a Super Saiyan God, like faster than light or whatever. I mean, he did trip up trying to fight Beerus. He was faster than he realized, but still, I feel like that was just we're going to do it because the manga did it, because people will really like to see it. It doesn't have to make sense. It's just a marketing thing, and that's annoying. I still enjoy the episode quite a bit. I still love the strategy. Hit's awesome. Dispo's awesome. I like the string guy for what he was, for the purpose he served, not really for his personality or character. It was a fun episode, really enjoyable, great music, all that stuff. But the Super Saiyan God thing being in there, definitely not necessary. This episode, though, honestly probably better than last week's episode, not just because of the Super Saiyan God thing, but because Roshi was fucking awesome this week. And even though it's not as action-packed as the previous episode, it moves at a slower pace, but a deliberately slower pace, you know what I mean? I guess I'll just start with the technical aspects of the episode. The pacing is nice in this episode. It's not too quick. It's just Roshi sort of getting the feel for everyone around him. He fights a few people. Not really any fast-paced combat, just kind of using strategy, and, he overpowers this chick by just kind of intimidating her, which was kind of a funny scene, because he's like, I've been doing my pervy shit my whole life, and now I'm suppressing it, and now you're going to try to seduce me like that, so, you can't complain with when what's about to happen. And she runs away, and he's like, alright, she's gone. Then he has to take on this talisman chick who uses illusions. A lot of cool scenes in there where the illusion has him almost fall off the ring, or maybe the floor was still there and it was just purely an illusion, but he still jumped away. He's climbing the pole, uses the Mafuba on her when she becomes too strong. That was cool. Also, he survives using the Mafuba, which really shows how much stronger Roshi is than he used to be, because he was the kind of guy who the Mafuba takes such a toll that it kills the person. That was Roshi using the Mafuba. But now Roshi using the Mafuba, he's fine. Maybe he's not at 100%, but he lived, so that's really cool character progression there. Or not character progression, excuse me, power progression, there we go. So that's great to see, as well as 3 eliminations being pretty solid story progression. The use of music in this episode was great as usual. The song that they played when Roshi fucking eliminated Ganos, or whatever his name is, the bird guy. Awesome fucking soundtrack, loved that. A lot of good music lately. There was a new song in the Gohan versus Obuni fight, or whatever his name is. That was a great song. There's a great song during Hit versus Dispo when Hit started to take advantage of the fight. A lot of good music lately. So Sumitomo putting in good work there. And the animation and art for the episode. Art, not really a problem. It was solid. The animation, though, not bad. I'm not implying that it was bad. It was very serviceable. It wasn't as good as last week. And there was one scene where Ganos, the bird guy, he's kind of like... He's doing what Gohan did to Batomo. He's punching Roshi and keeping him in the air with his punches. And it looks a little weak. There's a distance shot of it that looks pretty iffy. But other than that, it's just serviceable animation that works for this kind of situation. It doesn't need to be anything mind-blowing for the Mafuba, or him, intimidating this girl and her running away, or even the Kamehameha. The Kamehameha looked cool for what it, needed to be. But yeah, I love seeing Roshi pull out the Hypnosis, the Mafuba. In a previous episode, he pulled out the Lightning Surprise Attack. The Kamehameha. Obviously Goku and Gohan and everybody's been using a Kamehameha, but he invented that shit, so that was awesome. And just seeing him do it with the speech, and, he takes off the glasses and looks like a badass, and he goes buff, and it's just really cool. He's getting blasted by this guy's lightning. He pushes himself past his limit, forces this guy who's stronger than him, not significantly stronger. Obviously, if he's way stronger, he could tank the Kamehameha, but he forces him out of the ring with the blast, pushes himself beyond his limit, and he fucking dies. He sacks himself for the universe, for his students. Great scene, great emotional moment with Goku resuscitating him. He does come back right away, but you have Dragon Balls. Unless that was a natural death, that might count as a natural death, but considering the Namekian Dragon Balls and how it's like, oh, this person like indirectly caused this person to die early, you know, through not so natural causes. So maybe that's like, oh, Ganos forced Roshi to not, you know, die naturally. I don't know, the Dragon Balls are weird with their specific rules and shit, but he comes back right away. I don't think it was really about him dying that was the emotional moment. It was just what it was dying, but it was more for his students, for his universe, pushing himself to that limit. That was the point, is how far he pushed himself. It wasn't so much him dying and like developing Goku or Krillin or anything like that. Plus, again, with the Dragon Balls and it probably not being a natural death, he would have been fine, you know, in just a, like, you know, after the tournament. So might as well just bring him back here. Though I will say I would have been fine with him getting eliminated in this episode, honestly. I feel like this was a nice, solid Roshi episode, like Krillin's, where they take out a few people, prove their worth in the tournament, be awesome, pull out their good moves. I mean, Krillin, you know, Solar Flare times 100 was kind of useless, but pull out their good moves and then get eliminated. And the phone's ringing, whatever. But they didn't do that with Roshi here. They didn't eliminate him, which is fine. You know, I just hope he does cool shit later. And I hope they don't ever take his power level too far, because they didn't in this episode at all. They did a really good job making him use strategy, experience, skill, and tricks to beat his opponents. And his opponents were not that powerful, except for, again, the bird guy, who was super hacks. And it's a good thing Roshi took him out, because he just got stronger and stronger the more he was fighting. So that was some fucking crazy Broly shit, so get him the fuck out. And Roshi pulled it off, so that's awesome. That's pretty much the episode. Roshi was fucking awesome. Really solid emotional moment with Goku at the end. Some funny moments early on with him almost getting pervy, but able to suppress it. It was a really fun episode, really awesome episode, and a really nice emotional finish at the end. It was the whole package. It's an easy 9 out of 10 episode of Dragon Ball Super. Not quite a 10 or an 11, like a super awesome. I'm really hoping we get that for future episodes, but for now, this was an awesome 9 out of 10 episode. I loved it. But what did you guys think of this episode of Dragon Ball Super? Go ahead and tell me in the comment section below. Give this video a thumbs up and share it on social media. Both those would help me out a lot. Subscribe if you haven't already, or if you like what you've seen here. Click that little bell to get notifications of when my videos go up. I want to thank you guys for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.